There's Danny Flexent here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by British, Commonwealth, European champion and number one contender in the world, Dan Azeez. Super Dan Azeez. Just completed a bit of a shakedown. Yeah. Not a full training session, but enough to get a sweat on. Yeah. How's everything going ahead of the big fight?
Yeah, it's good, you know. I'm just not really liking the cold.
Yeah, you and me both.
But apart from that, everything's well, man. I'm grateful. I take each day as it comes. I'm looking forward to February 3rd. And yeah, I can't wait.
I want to take you back a long way because this is a fight that's captured the public imagination. And I want to start by asking you, do you remember when and how you first met Joshua Buatsi?
Yeah, I remember I went down to his gym for sparring. And yeah, ever since then, we've just been sparring since like maybe over 10 years ago now. Yeah, if he calls me, sometimes he might need last minute sparring. Dan, can you come help me spar? I'm there. Same with him, Josh, even if he's not in shape or whatever, please can I do some rounds? He's there, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, in terms of the boxing, you know, circle, he's been one of my close ones.
How did it actually happen? Was it his team reached out to your team, the other way round?
No, I think I knew someone from around my area, and they knew his trainer, Mark. And they were like, yeah, we got a light heavy, like, if you want to do some rounds. And before I'm even a participant of the sport, I'm a fan. So before I even started amateur boxing properly and stuff, I watched these amateurs, and Josh was one of the top ones. So when they were like, yeah, go spar, I was like, yeah, that's wicked. Like, yeah, I'd love to. So, yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, maybe 2013, 2014, something like that. I can't remember. But
so probably around a decade ago.
Yeah.
What were your first impressions of Joshua Buatsi as a person rather than as a fighter?
He was cool, man. He was cool. Do you know what? The thing that I took a liking to with him was because his level was much, you know, superior than mine at the time. Yeah, he would always give me tips, even whilst we're sparring. If he's whacking me up, I'd be like, "Come on, Dan, like, you got to do this." That's why I liked him. There's only a few people you get like that, you know. When you spar them, I don't give a shit about you. You're just a sparring partner. But he would always go, hey, you got to do this. You got to come on, and that's what I liked. Him and Dwayne, his boy Dwayne, them two, and they'll spar me, always give me tips.
How over time did he go from a regular sparring partner, maybe even someone you looked up to a friend, an equal?
I can't remember. Probably when I turned pro, and I'd ask him, "Hey, come to the shows," because obviously you're the star. Like everyone will be happy to see Josh. So I'll be like, "Hey, come to my shows," and he would always come. So I say, "Yeah, this guy is cool, man." Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah.
And although you don't want to think too warmly about him right now with the fight so soon, how much of a benefit do you feel he's been to your progression so far, both in the ring and as a profile?
Yeah, he's been a huge benefit. Yeah, there's a lot of things I've learned from him. I've molded myself off of certain things. Him, his trainer, Dwayne, all of them have, you know, kind of instilled in me in the time that I've been around them. And yeah, like, the thing is, look, everyone keeps saying, oh, you know, you don't want to talk too warmly about him. Even if I had my brother in there, as soon as he laces me, it's game on, like, do you know what I mean? So that's why I don't really care, like, you know, I get people interview me, oh, you know, your last face-off was a bit intense. Wait, I don't care, like, it's not that deep for me, I don't care. All I know is once I get in the ring, and it's the same with him. When we're sparring, yeah, we're joking. As soon as we get in the ring, it's like we didn't even know each other. Like, do you know what I mean? I'll never forget there was a time I went up to GB and he was boxing for GB, and he was like, yeah, we'd sparred loads of times back home or whatnot. And he's like, hey, Dan, yeah, when we get in the ring, yeah, obviously Rob McCracken's there. Yeah, it's just like when we're sparring back home, so don't, like, it's nothing too crazy. Like, I was like, oh, come on, Josh. I was like, come on, like, what are you telling me that for? As soon as we got in there, he went, bam, bam. I was like, oh my God, this. Ever since then, I've known, hey, you always keep your eye on the ball, yeah.
Do you feel now that he was maybe trying to not set you up, but like say, I want to impress?
Maybe, like, because I don't know, maybe he thought I was going to just go out there because I want to impress Rob McCracken. Yeah, GBO. He was just like, hey, Dan, it's just normal. He was so calm, cool. He was like, hey, Dan, just like how we spar back home, nothing too. Right and left. I was like, boom, boom. I was like, yeah, so I know, man. I know what it is. That's why I don't get phased. I don't care. Like, I'm not fast. I just know once you get in that square circle, that's where it goes down.
And you said when you first met, your levels were so different.
Yeah.
It must have been hard to envisage a scenario where you ever would have to fight each other.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's probably why I was always around as well. He probably didn't envision it. Even when I was climbing the ladder little by little, he's even said it himself. There's 2 people I wouldn't fight, Dwayne and Dan. And I'm not as close to him as Dwayne, but because I'm around him all the time, like, do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
How much of that do you think was down to him thinking you might not get to his level, and how much do you think was him thinking he'd be gone by then, like he'd already have reached that level long ago?
A bit of both, man. Do you know what I mean? You've got his peers that were in the 2016 there. Some of them are, a lot of them are world champions. You know, even the crop before, after that, some of them are fighting 10 rounders. Do you know what I mean? So he probably might have thought, "Hey, by then, yeah, I'll be." Do you know what I mean? So, and then probably just me always being around as well. He's thinking, "Nah, I'm not gonna fight Dan." But I will say this though. I remember after he fought Craig Richards. After that, he came to the gym and said, "Hey, you know what, Dan? I think we could fight." And I remember I was like, "Oh, okay, let's go, bitch, then." Do you know what I mean? But yeah, because before that, he was like, "Nah, we won't fight." But he was like, "No, Dan, I think we could, man. You know, like, man, listen, I think we could have a fight. You know, if we can feed our families, get to where we need to get to, then why not?" And then, yeah.
Did you like that in a way, though, because it showed that his perception of you had changed? That he saw you as an equal, a rival?
I guess so. Yeah, I did. I thought, all right, like, I'm near enough around that ilk now, like, do you know what I'm saying? So I always say it in interviews, bro. When I was in the amateurs, a lot of these guys, I can't even lace their boots. I'll be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? So to get to where I am now, I'm just like, yeah, man. It just goes to show how much discipline, just keep training, believing in yourself, and having good people around you. Because I'm one of them kids that I don't think too highly of myself. Not that I don't think too highly of myself, but I'm like, you know. But the people around me are always, you know, hey, like, you can do it, and do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
When did things start to change between you and Buatsi? Was it not until the fight itself was signed and sealed that, you know, you started to kind of be a bit more, you know, maybe a bit more wary about sparring each other, spending time together, that kind of thing?
I can't remember. I think after his first fight, his first fight with Boxer, we was talking. He was like, "Yeah, no, Dan, I've got a meeting with Boxer, and yeah, we're gonna know. So I'm gonna call you and let you know what they say and what da 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 da." He never called me, so that's what I knew. Okay, they probably said, "Yep, this is the fight next." You know what I mean? So yeah.
Do you think that's a bit of a move as well on his part, in that he's the one informing you about your next fight? Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? No, I don't know whether it's a move. Well, he says that, you know, they kept pushing for that fight and whatnot. It is what it is. We're here now. I think it's a great fight. So I'm not really fussed. These type of fights need to happen. It reminds me of, like, you know, when Lewis and Bruno first fought, you know, undefeated Brits. You know, Bo, Evander Holyfield. It's a good fight, man. Do you know what I mean? And it'll be very stupid for us, just because, you know, we know each other and been around each other for a while, to not give the public, not even that, just give boxing history what needs to take place. So yeah.
Have you had any contact between the two of you at all during the training camp?
No. He's pissed. He's acting like a diva. So, but yeah, we wouldn't anyway. We're getting ready to you know, go to war. Like, what am I talking to him for? You know, we could do that all after the fight. But yeah.
What do you mean he's acting like a diva? And is it different from when you've seen him prepare for other people?
Yeah. No, do you know what? You see, Olympians, not even Olympians, but he's used to getting it his way, innit? Probably. And where it isn't, the fight's not happened when he wants to, you know, apparently I've faked an injury and this, that. He's having a bit of a sulk, but it is what it is, you know. I'm sure February 3rd he can take it all out on me then.
How is the injury, by the way? You look in great shape.
Yeah, I feel good. Taking each day as it comes. Do you know what I mean? I got a little bit of PTSD because before the last fight, I was smooth sailing, and then, do you know what I mean? So close to the fight happened. So now I know to just take each day as it comes. You know, thankful every time I get through a training session and I feel good, and just, you know, just more in tune with my body. And do you know what I mean? Because us boxers, we've got high pain threshold. We got that mentality. Oh, it doesn't matter. We'll go through anything. But sometimes, got to put a lid on it sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
And you're here at St Pancras Boxing Club. You've been working with Larry Ekandeo, excellent fighter in his own right. Was there ever a possibility of you going out to the US to train with Buddy McGirt? Obviously, he's with Callum Smith.
He's always been in London, in the UK, getting Smith ready. So I'm back and forth, go up Liverpool, come here. Him and Larry are in tune with each other and whatnot. We know what we got to do, and that's it.
And will he, after Smith's done with his fight with Beterbiev, and we'll talk about that briefly in a minute, will he then come back and spend time with you here or in Liverpool? Or?
Yeah, he'll be here.
And talking of that fight, I know you've been asked for your predictions several times already, but it's obvious why people ask. You've got experience of sparring Beterbiev and you share a trainer with Callum Smith. Have you sparred Callum, by the way? It's weird when you've got the same trainer, you've never sparred. Nevertheless, who do you fancy in that fight and why?
I fancy Callum to win because he's the underdog. He's from the UK. We've got the same trainer.
That's why you want him to win.
Yeah, exactly. But my brain goes with the guy who's 18 fights, 18 KOs. No one's gone a distance with him. I think if Arthur goes in there, tries to bulldoze him, he's going to be in for a shock. He will get countered and I could see him getting floored. But I have a feeling he's going to have respect for Callum. And he did. When I was in camp with him, when he was fighting Joe Smith, I could see that. I thought I would go in there and have someone who, you know, he's used to bulldozing people, he don't give it. But he was very respectful, was very focused on things that his opponent does, and do you know what I mean? And he's got underrated ring IQ, and so is Callum. Callum, I think, has got crazy power, you know. He's got crazy power, and he's got underrated ring IQ. He's a very good boxer. His fundamentals are brilliant. So yeah, man, I think it makes for an exciting fight. I can't see it going 12 rounds, if I'll be honest with you. So yeah.
And just finally, what can we expect from your fight against Buatsi in February?
An entertaining fight, an historical fight, one that goes down for the ages. That's what I want anyway.
And your hand being raised at the end?
Exactly that.
Points or inside the distance?
Whichever way it comes. Whichever way it comes.
Friends again afterwards?
Hopefully.
Brilliant. Dan, really appreciate it, mate.
Thank you very much, mate.